I've always thought that dashcams should be made with the front camera separated from the main recording unit, like in the BlackVue DR770X Box Cloud Dashcam. From a security, stealth, and reliability standpoint, doing this allows you to prevent easy unwanted access to your dashcam recording unit and memory card. The DR770X Box is a premium dashcam that offers this and additionally packs advanced cloud capabilities like live event push notifications and parking mode features like buffered recordings and more. With 3 camera coverage all around, plus cloud access to your dashcam's live view and recordings from anywhere with data, this dashcam should meet your total car surveillance needs. On paper, this all sounds great, but is the DR770X Box the ultimate in what you want in a premium dashcam? In this BlackVue DR770X Box dashcam review, I will put these features to the test and show what these features can do, what it's like to use them, and what is bad and good. Frakking Creations, showing you the good stuff. I would like to disclose that this is not a paid or sponsored video, though Blackbox My Car was kind enough to send us this customer-returned DR770X Box dashcam for free to review, and we do get to keep it after. There is no restriction on what I can and can't say, so I will be providing my own opinions on the dashcam. BlackVue DR770X Box video quality. Let's get to the thing most people are looking for when they look for a dashcam: resolution. A weakness of the DR770X Box is the video resolution. It is full HD for all 3 cameras, with the front camera recording at 60 frames per second and the rear and interior at 30 frames per second. When I say weakness, I don't mean that it has bad video quality. It's pretty good for full HD, but is not up to date with the 2K and 4K dashcams available now. However, the DR770X Box does use Sony Starburst sensors for all 3 cameras, so you get good image quality under dark and bright settings for a sensor that isn't the latest. The thing is, image quality isn't only about resolution. The bitrate is also important, and the DR770X allows you to set the bitrate from normal to extreme, which is great because it allows you to configure if you favor image quality or storage space. As a comparison, here's a video showing normal bitrate and extreme bitrate. Higher bitrate for higher image quality with higher storage space usage, and vice versa. Another thing that affects video quality is the frames per second and shutter speed. Most good dashcams have the front camera recording at no less than 30 frames per second. This means 30 image frames in 1 second of video. The DR770X doubles that for 60 image frames for 1 second of video. This should translate to smoother video and less blurry video for fast-moving objects. Equally important is that the hardware and firmware need to be optimized and balanced well to be able to keep up with the higher frame rate. For example, here we have a comparison of the higher FPS of the DR770X versus higher resolution of the VivoPhone A129 Plus. In the VivoPhone's 2K video at 30 FPS, you have greater detail, but the fast-moving train and sign have a double image effect, resulting in a slightly blurry image. For the full HD video of the DR770X at 60 FPS, the image is less sharp but does not suffer from the double image effect. It looks like the shutter speed of the DR770X is able to keep up with the 60 FPS, while the one for the VivoPhone was not able to at 30 FPS and at its highest resolution setting. Interestingly, the FineView GX33 that is full HD at 30 FPS does not suffer from this, so it looks like its hardware is able to maintain a high enough shutter speed, while the VivoPhone is pushing its limits at the highest resolution setting. Video quality aside, I do wish that BlackVue allowed for setting of the FPS and bitrate individually for each camera, to allow for more control over storage space or image quality preferences. For a full HD dashcam, the videos are not too bad. However, I did notice that the rear camera video is a little overprocessed. It almost looks cartoonish sometimes. Because the DR770X Box is 3 channels at full HD with the front camera at 60 FPS and the other 2 at 30 FPS, it does need a lot of storage space. BlackVue has useful info on estimated recording times for the different bitrate settings for you to decide what size of microSD card to get. I would have liked to see that this dashcam supports the H.265 video codec for higher compression of the video files and support for up to a 512GB memory card. Instead, it supports H.264 and up to 256GB memory cards. With only the included 64GB memory card, the max recording time you can get is 6 hours and 10 minutes on the normal bitrate setting, which may not be enough for your parking mode needs. If you need higher resolution cameras, then consider the BlackVue DR970X Box instead. It has the newer Sony Starvis 2 4K sensor at 30 FPS for the front camera, which will give you much better image quality. The DR970X also supports H.265 video codec and up to 512GB microSD cards, plus also has dual-band Wi-Fi. It does, however, lack the third camera and has a built-in GPS module instead. Lastly, there are two variations for the second camera, one with a rear camera and the other with an interior camera. Find our 5% discount links to all these BlackVue Box Series dashcams in our video description below. BlackVue Box Series Form Factor. The BlackVue Box Series dashcams take stealth and security seriously. Typically, to keep costs down and keep things simpler, multi-channel dashcams are designed with the front camera also acting as the main recording unit. There are several downsides to this that the BlackVue Box Series dashcams avoid by separating the front camera from the main unit. Security and sun exposure heat are two issues that the DR770X Box dashcams avoid. For most other dashcams, the recording unit and memory card is directly accessible behind the windshield. Anyone inside the vehicle could easily unplug the power cable, other cables, or remove the memory card. From service technicians to thieves, this is easily done and could cause damage to the memory card or dashcam. Plus, they can steal the memory card. By separating the main recording unit from the front camera, this dashcam allows for the installation of the main recording unit in a safer, more secure location, like a lockable glove box, behind the glove box, under the seats, in the trunk, and more. Now, the main recording unit must first be located before the memory card can be accessed. Even after finding the box unit, a key is still needed to unlock the security cover for access. Unless, of course, if they take the whole unit. Note that the security cover is not going to stop anyone willing to break the unit, but it does help prevent someone from accessing it easily without your knowledge. The second issue the box form factor reduces is heat damage, which is a big factor for dashcam and memory card longevity and reliability. For typical dashcams, the main unit is installed on the front windshield in direct sunlight, which can really cook the dashcam and memory card on a hot summer day. Dashcams typically run hot anyways, so the added heat from the sun just makes things worse. The BlackVue Box Series dashcams avoid this since the main unit is installed hidden away from direct sunlight, keeping it cooler. Are there any downsides to this box form factor? In terms of installation, it requires a slightly more involved installation with several more steps. Though this isn't impossible and is still doable as a DIY install, like I show in our BlackVue Box Series hardwire installation video here. Also, note that the box unit is quite bulky, so finding space for it can be a challenge for some vehicles. The good thing is that BlackVue does give long cables, so you really can install the box unit almost anywhere in most vehicles. If needed, there is even a 15-meter long camera cable available for purchase. One thing I experienced, which I should have known better, was to unplug the power cable and let the unit power down before removing the memory card. Luckily, the memory card wasn't damaged. Unlike BlackVue's usual design that prevents this, the box unit does not have any protection for this, so it is up to the user to remember. You can, however, just use a piece of tape or vinyl wrap to remind you if needed. Lastly on this topic, with the box-style design, BlackVue has still included the speaker, microphone, and G-sensor in the front camera. So there's no need to worry about negatively affecting the G-sensor, speaker, or microphone functionality based on where the box unit is installed. BlackVue Box Series cameras. The cameras for the Box Series BlackVue dashcam come with tamper-proof covers. They don't use security screws, so it isn't hard to get around if you really wanted to. This just prevents easy altering of the camera lens angle and unplugging of the camera cables. This is a feature most dashcams don't have. Along with the lockable box unit, I think that this is good for preventing anyone driving your vehicle or servicing your vehicle from easily changing your dashcam setup or unplugging and replugging in the cables and potentially damaging the dashcam, cameras, or memory card. With this 3-camera setup, you actually get good coverage around the vehicle, front, rear, and inside. Whether it is used for ride sharing, regular driving, or parking road protection, you can get good footage in and around the vehicle. Even the front passenger and driver's side windows are captured at the same time in this test vehicle. This would be good in a situation where you get pulled over by police or are stopped and someone comes up to your window and causes trouble. With 180-degree coverage and infrared LED lights, the interior camera can be quite handy day or night. Aside from only having full HD resolution, as mentioned before, there really isn't much to improve here. These cameras are small, stealthy, and secure. BlackVue DR770X Box Wi-Fi and cloud features. Unlike most other dashcams, I really like the way BlackVue has implemented the Wi-Fi feature. There are 2 modes of operation. the direct and remote modes. For the direct mode of operation, the dashcam creates a Wi-Fi access point for your phone or tablet to connect to. Then you can use the BlackVue app to configure settings, view live feed of the cameras, recordings, and more. This is how most dashcam Wi-Fi features work. In this method of operation, the BlackVue DR770X Box keeps its access point always on as long as there's power. It is even on when in parking mode, as long as it is hardwire installed and the battery protection feature hasn't cut power. No need to turn it on manually. You just load the app and connect. I'm able to connect to it quickly and easily anytime when in range of the Wi-Fi, as long as there's power. I like this better than most other dashcam implementations, which require you to manually turn the Wi-Fi feature on by pressing a button on the dashcam and wait for it to initialize before you can connect to it. Plus, after a few minutes with nothing connected, they also auto-disable the Wi-Fi access point. The second mode of operation is part of the advanced cloud features of the DR770X dashcam. In this method, the dashcam can auto-connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot provided by your phone, work, or home Wi-Fi access point. This effectively connects the dashcam to the internet and allows for access to it from almost anywhere with data access. You can access all the same features like viewing the live feed, getting alert notifications, changing settings, GPS track the vehicle, do a voice call, and playback recordings. You can access these cloud features in the mobile app or the BlackVue Cloud website. These are features that most other dashcams don't have and are what you're paying for in a cloud dashcam. As an example, I have my Wi-Fi hotspot enabled on my phone and have configured the DR770X Box to use it. Whenever I drive, I can enable the hotspot on my phone and the dashcam will auto-connect to it. In case of an accident or event, footage of it will be automatically uploaded to the cloud for safekeeping. Note that this Auto Live Event Upload feature just uploads a smaller, lower quality video of about 5 megabytes in size to the cloud. Also, you can select to have 1, 2, or all 3 cameras to Auto Live Upload. Aside from using the app, a second person could also use a web browser to access all the dashcam's cloud features from somewhere else, playback recordings, even watch live videos of any of the cameras. If you want to communicate with the driver, you can use the two-way communication feature, which is pretty neat. The dashcam will notify the driver that it is initiating the live view so that the driver is informed. After that, enable the two-way communication feature to start a conversation. Find out more about my experience using the mobile app and cloud website in the software, app, and firmware section of this video. Another way to use this remote feature is to configure it to connect to your work or home Wi-Fi access point. If you park outside within range of it, the dashcam can auto-connect to it when you arrive and park the vehicle. You will now have live cloud access to the dashcam remotely. I've read about users having the dashcam auto-connect to a home Wi-Fi and then having a script auto-download the footage from the dashcam to a server. This is something I might want to look into more if I get the time. This is good stuff. While these features are pretty cool, there are some limitations to note. First, the Wi-Fi hotspot feature only allows one Wi-Fi hotspot to be configured. This would be better if it allowed multiple hotspots to be configured so that it could connect to your phone, home, work, or any other Wi-Fi hotspot you configure, depending on what is currently available wherever you are. I remember my DR650GW used to allow configuring of 3 hotspots, and I'm not thrilled about BlackVue changing this to only one configurable hotspot. Second, while testing this feature, I wasn't always able to get the DR770X to auto-connect to my Wi-Fi hotspot immediately. Sometimes it was immediate and other times it took longer or didn't connect at all. I'm not sure how quick the dashcam scans for Wi-Fi hotspots, but I do remember seeing some documentation about waiting at least up to 2 minutes. Third, the Wi-Fi is only 2.4 GHz, so if you need to download footage wirelessly, it will be slower than 5 GHz Wi-Fis and more prone to interference from other Wi-Fis in the area. Fourth is the additional cost. In order to use the cloud features, you will either have to have your own Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone or some other data provider in the vehicle, which will be an added cost. Some countries also don't have very good data-only plans. As an add-on, BlackVue has an LTE module that turns this dashcam into a Wi-Fi hotspot for your vehicle while also connecting it to the cloud. This is an additional purchase and would also require a compatible SIM card and data plan on top of that. The other cost you might have to incur is for a BlackVue Cloud plan. In order to use the BlackVue Cloud features, you need to sign up with one of the cloud plans. There is a free plan, but it limits the number of dashcam sets and users to 1, the live views per day to 10 minutes, and the remote video playback and download to 100 times a month, and comes with 5 GB of cloud storage. Also, though this free plan will not have GPS tracking capabilities, which allows tracking history of routes traveled for 90 days, you will still have access to the instantaneous live GPS location. This will likely be enough for typical drivers, so it may only be a minor issue for most. Find out more on their website. I'll include a link in the video description below. Due to the free plan's limitation of only one user, note that if you have 2 or more users for the vehicle, only one app can be connected to the cloud account at a time. If you sign in using a second device's app, it will log off the first device. But don't worry, if the second user wants to access the dashcam, it is still possible to connect to it using the non-cloud Wi-Fi mode. Just note that anytime you access the dashcam using the Wi-Fi mode, the dashcam will disconnect from the cloud. One last important thing to note on this is that you will, however, still be able to use cloud access from one mobile app and one web browser session simultaneously. By the way, if you are watching our video embedded on someone else's website but want to support our work, launch our video in YouTube and use our links in the description to purchase the products we show, use, or recommend. It will allow us to continue to provide the great quality videos you enjoy. Find our links to get a 5% discount on the DR770X Box Dashcam. BlackVue DR770X Box Parking Mode. One of the features I always recommend for dashcams is parking mode. If you're going to have a dashcam to protect you while you drive, then why not make use of it when your vehicle is parked too? The DR770X Box's parking mode is very good compared to many out there. First, you get to choose between 2 modes, time-lapse with impact detection or motion with impact detection. In time-lapse mode, the dashcam will record continuously at 1 FPS without audio. This allows you to store much more footage where 1 minute in time-lapse mode is 30 minutes of real time. More importantly, if an impact is detected, it will record the event normally at the regular FPS with audio. The other cool part is that this dashcam has buffered recording capabilities. It will actually include a few seconds before the impact so that you have video evidence leading up to the event. Simulate an impact by hitting on the windshield. This is such a powerful feature that not all dashcams have. Without it, other dashcams will start recording the video after the impact, which isn't as helpful. In motion detection mode, the dashcam will not record unless it detects motion from any of the 3 cameras independently. You can also enable or disable the rear or interior cameras from recording when in parking mode, independently of the other cameras. This allows you to save on storage space and power usage if you so choose or don't need rear or interior parking mode recordings. What I don't see in a lot of dashcams with parking mode motion detection is the feature of region detection. With the DR770X, you can select the regions where you want it to detect motion. This feature, along with the sensitivity setting, can help reduce the number of false detections and videos of people walking by or cars driving by when further away and not close to your vehicle. Very powerful indeed, though the effectiveness of this would depend on where you park. As with time-lapse mode, the motion and impact detection mode also records using buffered recording. The good thing about the DR770X Box's buffered recordings is that it buffers the 5 seconds before the event, then includes the 55 seconds after, thereby resulting in the full video being 1 minute long to make sure you won't miss much before or after the triggering event. Some dashcams with buffered recordings only record a total of 20 seconds or 30 seconds for the buffered videos. I prefer the DR770X's implementation better. Another thing I like about this dashcam is that the impact trigger sensitivity has 10 levels to select from, and you can set each of the 3 directions individually. A lot of other dashcams only give 3 sensitivity levels, and all directions are set to the same level. This dashcam further allows you to set the driving and parking mode impact sensitivities independently. Another setting that could be useful is the parking impact history alert. If an impact is detected during parking mode, you can have the dashcam notify you of that when you return and start the vehicle. I do, however, think that it would be more helpful for it to also indicate the number of impact incidents, like how some other dashcams do.
Parking mode off. An impact was detected during parking mode.
As with most dashcams, parking mode will typically require you to hardwire install the dashcam or buy and use an expensive dashcam battery pack. You will either need to learn how to hardwire install it yourself or pay a professional installer. If you're going to install the DR770X Box Dashcam, check out our install video and see how I was able to easily and smoothly install it. While parking mode is meant to protect your vehicle, dashcams like the DR770X Box also have built-in protection to protect the car battery during parking mode operation. This dashcam has one of the most configurable ones I know of, allowing you to set it in very fine units for both the battery voltage and the timer cutoffs. Lastly, if you want to use parking mode on a dashcam, there are two more things to look for. Each camera should be able to detect motion independently, and motion detection should be independent of impact detection. Some dashcams may only detect motion using the front camera. You don't want this to be the case since you could miss action happening in the rear camera. Also, some dashcams don't trigger an impact recording if motion is not detected first. This means that if no motion is detected first, no recordings will be made even if an impact occurs. This can result in scenarios where an impact does not result in a recording. The BlackVue DR770X Box is not affected by these issues because motion and impact detection recordings independently trigger, and all cameras can independently trigger a motion recording. This is the way I like it. BlackVue DR770X Software App Firmware. Of all the electronics and dashcams I have used, I have experienced a range of poorly executed UIs to feature-rich, well-designed UIs, and I think you really want one that just works as you expect. Though most of the time you won't be using the software or apps of your dashcam, you do want it to just work and do what you ask of it when you need it most. I find that BlackVue's Windows Viewer, website, and mobile app to be one of the smoothest and easiest to use. In the Windows SD card viewer, the playback on my Intel i7 laptop is smooth, and scrubbing the time bar is smooth. I like that you can easily zoom in and out using the scroll wheel of the mouse. Other viewers I have used only allow manual selection of predefined zoom levels, which isn't as smooth to use. You can easily filter for footage, and even this timeline bar is helpful to quickly find events instead of scrolling through countless videos. Find the color legend here. Using the SD card viewer, you can easily review and download the chosen videos from the micro SD card. I like that you can configure all the settings from here and have that much control over how the dashcam runs. You don't get that with all dashcams, and it is all nicely laid out and easy to understand. The mobile app is just as easy to use. It allows you to do all the things that the Windows viewer can, and more. It's all laid out in a similar and familiar style, so once you are used to one, it isn't that hard to get used to the other. The mobile app has two modes of operation, and you can toggle between the two, Wi-Fi and cloud. In the Wi-Fi mode, you can play back recordings, configure the settings, update the firmware, reboot the dashcam, download recordings, and also view the live feed from each of the cameras. As I mentioned before, this is the direct mode of connecting to the dashcam. Playback is easy to use and pretty quick. I like that it has the option for a quick play file for lower resolution playback because it allows for faster loading and playback of the videos when you just want to quickly review and don't need full resolution. Lower end dashcams don't have this, and it will take longer for higher quality videos to start streaming from the Wi-Fi. Also, note how fast the playback starts, even when using the scroll bar. It just works. To use the cloud mode of the app, the dashcam first has to have its remote connection settings set. Choose either LTE or Wi-Fi hotspot. Then, as long as the dashcam is connected to the cloud, you can access all the features of the dashcam after switching to cloud mode. This is the high-end feature that you're paying for when you get the DR770X Box dashcam. The cloud features can also be accessed using a browser on your phone, tablet, or computer. It's pretty straightforward after logging into the BlackVue Cloud website. The look and feel are similar to the Windows Viewer and mobile app. You can do the same things as discussed before, like viewing notifications, live view, recordings playback, and configuring settings, all remotely. All these features and apps work seamlessly and don't feel like they are put together as an afterthought. Some issues I encountered on the dashcam and mobile app include the dashcam rebooting unexpectedly a few times, the dashcam not connecting to the cloud as expected or disconnecting from the cloud unexpectedly, and a few app crashes during the initial dashcam setup when adding the dashcam to the app. Aside from that, the app and dashcam have been quite stable. The cloud connection issue happened once when I tried to access live view from two cloud connections at the same time. I also encountered random disconnections from the cloud often enough to be annoyed by it. There have been a few updates to the mobile app and dashcam firmware since I encountered these issues, so hopefully it is resolved. As for the dashcam firmware, software, and app, It is always good to see that the manufacturer is continuing to support their products to resolve active bugs and issues. BlackVue has continued to do this for the DR770X Box Dashcam, and that's good to see. BlackVue DR770X Box Power usage. While the DR770X Box offers such a strong feature set and advanced capabilities, there is a downside. The power consumption is higher. Though this isn't an issue when the vehicle is turned on, it does have an impact on the runtime of the dashcam in parking mode. As a result, it will not run as long in parking mode before the safety cutoff voltage is reached on the car battery when compared to dashcams with less features. If you need longer runtime, a dashcam battery pack would be necessary, and these are not cheap. Aside from that, if you want to reduce power draw, there are options to disable the interior or rear cameras from recording in parking mode, and you can also disable the LEDs. On this vehicle, using time-lapse mode with the front and rear cameras recording, the dashcam has been able to run in parking mode for around 13 hours and 45 minutes before battery cutoff protection powers down the camera. Note that the battery is about 5 years old, but should have been close to full charge at the time. Your usage will vary due to many factors. BlackVue DR770X Box, what's in the kit? The BlackVue DR770X Box comes with almost everything you need. In the package you have the front camera, rear camera, and interior camera with their respective cables. There is an external GPS module, hardwiring power cable, and even a cigarette lighter adapter power cable for you to choose which way to install the dashcam. The only thing you need to add to this are the fuse tabs and fuses that are needed if you are doing a hardwire install. There is also a Bluetooth SOS record button. Lastly, you get the usual bits and accessories needed for installation, including the 2 security keys and the 64GB micro SD card. Final thoughts. From my time with the BlackVue DR770X Box Dashcam, it definitely feels like a complete security package for any vehicle. It is an expensive dashcam, but it can back that up with the features it offers. Because the DR770X is only full HD for all 3 channels, it will not compete with the newer 2K and 4K dashcams available nowadays strictly on video resolution. Though what it lacks in resolution, it more than makes up for in feature set, camera coverage, security, and usability. If you don't need the highest camera resolutions, it is a great solution for complete parking mode security, as I showed in the video. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and share it to help our channel grow. We appreciate your support.